Class is in session. MLB hitting the book show Friday, August 8th. Ian Cameron, Connor Mack will be in the house in just a moment, and we are here to break down the Friday MLB card. Before we get into it, reminder, get to watching and tuning into the college football season preview shows that we have done the last few weeks. We finished our last preview show Wednesday for the group of 5. We have that show up and available, as well as a season preview show for all 4 of the power conferences, Big 10, SEC, Big 12, and ACC. So make sure you check those out, get you ready for college football, which is only a couple of weeks away. So if you haven't tuned in and checked out the college football season preview editions of Hitting the Books, make sure you check those out. All right, let's get into the Friday card, and we will get into it and begin with the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Chase Burns for the Reds and Mitch Keller on the mound for the Pirates. We've got Cincinnati minus 125 road favorites in this game, 7.5 the total, shaded to the under here in this one. Reds get bombed last night by the Pirates in the series opener, 7-0. Another strong start from the phenom Paul Skeens for the Pirates, able to shut down this Reds team. Reds looking to bounce back. I think they have a pretty good chance to do so here tonight. Chase Burns on the mound for the Reds. I know that ERA overall does not look phenomenal, but I think he was really hurt by one really rough start against the Washington Nationals that's being held against him. Because really, other than that, he's been very good. He's given up 3 runs or less in every recent start. We'll see how he fares here for this Reds team. Mitch Keller is kind of going in the opposite direction. He has struggled in his last 3 starts, allowing 11 runs in his last 13 innings of work, which is not great. And this Reds team has actually hit him pretty hard if you look at it. 3 starts for Keller against the Reds since the beginning of last year, and he's allowed 14 runs in a little over 15 innings. So not what you want to see, clearly, if you look at past history. So I am on the Reds here in a bounce-back spot after getting blanked last night by this Pittsburgh Pirates team. C-Mac is in the house. C-Mac, what do you think here, Reds-Pirates, to get the Friday card going in MLB?
Yeah, I think the Reds, too, can score some runs. There are some good numbers. There's a few guys that have hit Keller well. I always think he pitches better here at home for the most part. And I think he could still pitch well here in this game. And I don't think we get a ton of runs either. But Steer was a guy, 7 for 19. He had 3 homers. Is he in the lineup? He is not in the lineup, is he?
No.
No? Wow.
No.
That's weird. Numbers like that, and he is out. So,
you know what it is? These managers are prisoners of these predetermined rest days for certain players, and they won't change it for anything. And that might be what this is.
Yeah, well, I don't give it. He sits enough. They flip these guys, and he hasn't had that great of a year.
Jays the other day. Let's sit the red-hot Dalton Varsho of Wednesday against Colorado, even though he was destroying them in the first 2 games, because it's a predetermined rest day for him. But that's what they do these days, managers.
These guys are weak. That's pissing me off.
The
only one that should be fucking is the catcher, of course. However days he's got to go, a night game to a day game, he's not going to catch. But, yeah, we're from a different time, I guess, a little bit. Come on.
We're old farts. We come from a different era. And,
I saw some of those guys, but even as someone, which I don't know, sometimes the way he plays, but like Devers, he's played every game. I saw a list earlier today. I don't know, 10 guys who have played every game. So, especially if you make that kind of money, get in the line.
Astros Yankees, I agree. We've got Schlittler versus Hunter Brown in this one. Yankees minus 115, home favorites, 8 the total in this one. Yankees won a game, obviously, Wednesday to snap their losing streak. They avoid the sweep against Texas, and they get the job done there. It was the bullpen finally stepped up and had a good showing protecting that lead. We'll see if they can gain some sense of momentum, if you will, here against Houston, who took 2 of 3 against Miami after a sweep at the hands of Boston. Hunter Brown's just a guy I will not bet against, period. He's been excellent this year for the most part. He had a couple of rough starts at the beginning of July, really his first 2 rough starts of the entire season. But, boy, has he bounced back here, the last couple in particular. 1 run in 5 innings against the A's and a gem against Boston. Boston actually won that game 2-1, but Brown pitched great, 1 run in 7 innings against the Red Sox in his last start. So I thought the price was pretty cheap for Houston here. I'm going to need to see the Yankees string wins together before I'm ready to back them. And I think Schlittler has some upside, and I think he could be decent starter in this rotation long term. But the team around him has still got issues. Houston for here with Brown. I think it's a reasonable price to get in on them. C-Mac, what do you think here? Astros, Yanks.
Yeah, I don't get it. I haven't bet this. I might have a smaller bet on this game. How can you not back Brown? I mean, how has this line flipped?
Yeah.
I mean, the Yankees have some good numbers. They're at home against Brown, but they're just not a good baseball team. We've gone over this. Like, they don't do the little things, and when they're not hitting, they do have Judge back, who's having a big year, but bullpen has just been awful. I don't know how you could back them at all. I know Brown's had, after finally a bad game, his last 3 or 4 starts have been really, really good. So maybe they're thinking he gets hit here, but I don't buy it. You want to go? Somebody want to lay 115 with the Yankees now? I mean, with the movement, I mean, not me.
No, I haven't been. I need to see the Yankees get a little run going before I'm ready to get back on their bandwagon again. And by the way, they hung on for dear life that final game against Texas. It's not like their bats, came to life. They had that 3-2 lead and they hung on for dear life. Yeah. So yeah, I need to see more evidence from the Yankees before I'm ready to back them again. All right, A's and Orioles. We've got. It looks like JT Ginn on the mound here for the A's, and Tomoyoki Sugano for the Orioles. Baltimore, actually, it's pretty much even money here, -110, 9.5 the total in this game. A's, maybe a small bet here for me on the A's. It probably will be. Nothing significant, but I definitely like what I'm seeing from the A's. And the A's have actually been a decent road team this year. They actually played their best baseball on the road. They win 2 or 3 against Washington. Baltimore, obviously they made a lot of moves at the deadline, selling off a lot of pieces as well, and starting to play like that here in these last few series. They lose 2 or 3 to the Cubs, 2 or 3 to the Phillies, although they do win the finale in that series behind this guy that's been awesome for them in Trevor Rogers. But I would say that Sugano here for the Orioles is not someone I have as much confidence in. He actually hasn't been that bad lately, but still gives up the home run ball. There's a lot of power. There's a lot of thump in this A's lineup, especially on the road. So I think the A's is where I would lean here at -110. Favorable hitting conditions as well at Camden Yards tonight. So could be an over in my opinion here as well, 9.5. What do you think here with this one, A's and O's?
Yeah, over Rover here. I think it's good weather here. I don't trust Ginn at all. The O's lineup, it's all right, I guess. Mountcastle's back. Rutschman, you got Henderson in there. I'd look to him, in this game a little bit. Westberg, of course. And I think the A's get to him. And some of their props, of course, Kurtz, it seems like after that game has been crazy, the unbelievable game he had, but his numbers aren't crazy. But Soderstrom, he hit a homer yesterday. I think there's a little bit more value with them if you're looking for props here. Sugano, he just struggles against, I know he struggled against lefties. He's given up more homers than, but he's been bad against both. I mean, they're both hitting about 270. So 13 homers lefties, 8, I believe, to righties. Fly ball pitcher. So I just think it's just over here. I think we get runs.
I'm in agreement with that. All right, next up, we've got Miami and Atlanta. Edward Cabrera and Bryce Elder, the pitching matchup. Miami -125, road favorites, 8 the total, shaded to the over in this game. Very disheartening 1-1 split for me last night. I had the Marlins money line, which was a disappointing loss, but I did have the team total. Thankfully, I split it up, and I had the team total over 4.5 as well. So we did cash that. But the Marlins score 6 but can't win. The bullpen implodes late, and Atlanta ends up getting the victory last night. We'll see if Miami can bounce back. I think they can. I'm a big fan of what I'm seeing lately from Edward Cabrera. He's pitched pretty well for this Miami Marlins team in recent games for them. He's given up just 4 runs in his last 3 starts combined and that's a span of 17 innings. So he has been very good. In fact, just one earned run in each of those last 3 starts for Cabrera. Not a fan of Elder. I'm just not. I think he's marginal at best. And he's got a 6.58 ERA in his last 5 starts going into this one. So a pretty reasonable price here for me on the fish. I like Miami here. C-Mac, what do you think? Marlins, Braves.
Yeah, I think Elder gives it up here too. I mean, he faced them at Miami. He went 5 1/3, June 22nd. He gave up 10 hits, 5 earned. Maybe not that, but it was a little like yesterday with Carrasco. I got to take it. I don't mind the full game. Like yesterday, I think it was minus one something. I forget the 4.5. Like there's plus money on it now, but It's the Marlins. I'll take them first 5. I know we just have a bad starter here. Like as much as the bullpen too, I get the full game and you get all 9. This is different between the first 5 home when you're at home maybe, and you won't get that last at bat depending if they're winning. But the game. But first 5, Amy Elder here. It's plus 120. Marlins over 2.5. I like Ramirez. I was on his RBI yesterday. I'm on Stowers here today. So yeah, I think the Marlins can get to him early and often enough. No trust in Elder.
I'm throwing this one right to you because I have no bet. Angels and Tigers. Tigers minus 280 home favorites, 7.5 the total. Scooble, no chance I'm going against him, obviously. But minus 280, there's no value. And obviously I don't want the Angels. So quick pass. Anything here?
Yeah, nothing for me too. Like wind's blowing in. There could be some runs. Like for me, it's kind of just been with him. Just if I think he's going to dominate the other team's team total under. It's not like I haven't bet it every game, but this seems like a spot. I was worried a little bit. I think I talked about it maybe it's less like wearing down, but he's one of these pitchers that was pretty good with the extra innings, like, a full year. Because some of these guys are in some of these teams that just haven't gone this far towards the end of the year. We all talk about how these pitchers don't go deep. And these teams that might go to the playoffs, you're going to need them there. So, but he has been pretty good. That's the only way I could look at it here. Or the Tigers, I think they could get to Hendricks. This was kind of the flip the other way when games are like this with the low total. Their team total over a little bit. Tigers has just been a little bit hit and miss with the lineup. Carpenter's back. He's hit a couple homers, lately the last few days. And this lineup looks pretty good. Riley Green down. He has struggled a little bit the last couple of weeks, but I like the lineup that they got out at least today versus Hendricks.
Yeah, it should be, like I said, Hendricks, you're right. Should be a good, decent matchup for the Tigers here tonight versus him. All right, Guardians and White Sox. Tanner Bybee, Aaron Savali, the pitching matchup here. Guardians minus 135, road favorites, 8 the total here, shaded to the over in this game. Courtesy of the great tool known as Ballpark Pal, great resource for wind patterns and hitting conditions. There is some good hitting conditions expected here tonight in Chicago at Rate Field. We'll see if that leads to runs. It could. I did bet over 8 here. Now, with a little trepidation because there is also a potential we get the good Savali. And Savali has been very good in his last 3 starts. Not an earned run allowed, but I keep thinking to myself, he's not going to keep doing that. Not indefinitely. There's going to be a little bit of a bump in the road at some point here for Aaron Savali. And what better situation to have a bump in the road here for Aaron Savali, who has been very good. Let's not, take it all away from him. But a good chance here maybe to have a bump in the road against a team that might be more familiar with you. Remember, he started his career as a member of the Cleveland Guardians, Aaron Savali. So we'll see if he can keep it rolling here. I think Cleveland can do a little bit of damage here against Savali in this one. And as I mentioned about Bybee, he has been very hittable of late. He's given up 13 runs in his last 17 innings of work, and all 3 of Bybee's last 3 starts have gone over the total. So with the wind favoring hitting tonight here in Chicago, I figured the over was worth a look. Again, these lineups are sketchy. Hell, you can say these pitchers are sketchy in terms of inconsistency. So I'm keeping it a small bet, but thought the over was still worth a look. C-Mac, what do you think here? Guardians, White Sox.
Yeah, this is the game I just passed on. I don't know about the White Sox. They blow the game. They're late yesterday. They're up 3-2. lose 4-3 in extra innings. Like they could be live. It seems like just kind of a flat spot for them. But I think they could be live. And Guardians off a sweep of the Mets. Mets too.
We'll
Not
get
very
to that.
good, but
Disaster right
we'll get
now.
to them. You know what? I think we'll get to them. I think they could be live today. We'll see. Sure, nobody wants them, but who knows? But with Bybee, yeah, you can't be trusted. So, like, to me, the White Sox maybe could scratch a few early here. First 5 was a little bit on a lean, but yeah, it was a game I passed.
All right, next up, Phillies and Rangers. There's actually multiple pretty good series this weekend in MLB between contenders, and this is a good one here. Phillies and Texas Rangers. We've got Christopher Sanchez, Merrill Kelly, the pitching matchup. Phillies -130, road favorites, 7.5 the total in this game. I could see an under here. You know, this Texas offense was starting to hit a little bit better, but you know, last 2 games of that Yankee series, they only scored 2 runs against Rodon and Will Warren. They're facing, obviously, a pitcher that's pitching as well as anybody right now. Christopher Sanchez has been absolutely outstanding, the lefty here for this Phillies team. And I like Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly's a very solid, serviceable pitcher. He can go out there, pitch 6 innings for you, and usually keep the damage to 2-3 runs. And he's been able to do that, you know, repeatedly here in his last 5 starts. So this definitely feels like lower scoring type of affair between these two teams. As far as the side is concerned, I ain't fading Sanchez. He's been that good, but you know, Kelly's been solid too. Texas has a good home record. Just don't feel like the value's there to lay -130. Even though I don't want to fade Sanchez, I don't think the price is great on the Phillies here. So lean under. CMAC, Phillies, Rangers.
Yeah, this is I think it's under or nothing. Kelly's been good even since he's come over. You know, it's only been one start. Second start, and Sanchez just continues. Man, this guy just pitches well. Get ground balls. He looked good in that last game against the Tigers. He only had like an inning or 2. He gave him a couple knocks, and then he would just get out of it quickly. So a little different with him on the road. But the Rangers just aren't a team that hit flat out. So to me, this was the under 7.5. Nothing on the side because I think the game's low scoring. You know, it kind of could go either way a little bit with the coin flip. I don't love both bullpens. There's,
no doubt. But although the Phillies have certainly bolstered the closer spot with Yohan Duran, who has been obviously really good since joining the Philadelphia Phillies. No question about that. All right, Mets and Brewers. We've got Kodai Senga and Brandon Woodruff, the pitching matchup here. The Brew Crew -160. Holy mackerel. We've seen a little bit of a move in this price toward the Brewers, -160. 8 the total in this game. And I am on Milwaukee. Like the Mets are not a team I'm looking to back right now, but the problem is the line has moved. I got in at -135, I think it was. Yeah, -135 on Milwaukee. It's moved since then. I don't know if I love this price, but I mean, this is just a team that's hotter than a pistol right now. What else can you say? 9-1 sweeps of Washington and Atlanta on that recent road trip. Now, those aren't very good teams, but you know they're still winning, playing well. Brandon Woodruff's been solid in his return here for the Brewers. He's been giving you 6 innings and giving up 2 runs or less in every start. Now, Senga's very solid, but I don't love the trajectory I'm seeing from Senga lately. If you look at his last 3 starts, he's given up 11 runs in his last 12 innings. Hasn't been the same Kodai Senga of late. Walks have been a big problem. How about 11 of them? That's right, 11 walks in the last 3 starts combined for Kodai Senga. So control and command issues for him as well. So I don't know if I'd take Milwaukee now, though. It's -160. The price has moved a bit, but I did take them at a better price. And the Mets, you know, they're in a bad way right now. They're 1-8 in their last 9 games. It's been a rough go. Bats have been up and down, and more importantly, this is the problem I thought all year with the Mets. This is starting pitching. I don't know if it's playoff caliber starting pitching. Senga with the walk issues, you know, Holmes isn't pitching as well as he used to. Peterson's hits a rough patch. Even Manaea got absolutely destroyed, and this is the guy they're supposed to count on most. I don't love that Mets rotation at much, and the bullpen, you know, even has some issues at times too. So, yeah, the Mets, there's more and more concerns growing with them as at the moment. What do you think here in this one, Connor, with Mets Brewers?
Yeah, I mean the Brewers just been, best record here in the bigs. Woodruff's been good. He's kind of just faced nobody, I think, since he's been back. I mean, the Marlins. He's faced the Mariners, I guess. What's the other one? The Nats twice.
He's faced the Marlins twice, the Nats twice, the Mariners, and those are the main ones. Yeah.
The offense has been pretty good too, at least the last couple of games. And that Nats one, he's at home. Senga, the one thing, this guy always the walks is the problem, and that's the one fucking thing that when I watch, I'm like, God damn, he's always just out there sweating bullets to get a ground ball or a double play. But I think it's gone too far. I think the Mets could be live. I mean, remember these what was it last year, the playoffs with these two? So I think this game's close. So the Mets just have sucked. I mean, maybe it's good to get out. I mean, this team hasn't been good on the road. But if you look at them, look at Alonso. He's been a little bit better lately. If you're looking at props in this game. Lean under here. I think this game is lower scoring.
There is about 5 pretty interesting series this weekend. Like I said, involving playoff teams. Astros, Yankees is one. We mentioned Phillies and Rangers. This is another good one. Mets, Brewers, and there's a couple more that we'll get into. So it's a good weekend. There's a lot of good, a lot of series where it's 2 pretty damn good teams going head to head this weekend. So it'll be fun to watch some of these, no question. All right, next up we've got the Royals and the Twins. Joe Ryan and Seth Lugo, the pitching matchup here. Twins minus 135, home favorites, 8.5 the total. I've said this before. I really like Joe Ryan as a starting pitcher, and he usually can pitch well at home. I just don't like fading the Twinks when they've got Joe Ryan on the mound much. It is kind of peculiar that they're favored against a Kansas City team, still very much in the playoff race right now, trying to keep in the wild card mix. But Joe Ryan's been very good. That's why. He is favored here in this spot. Lugo, on the other hand, he just continues to, give his team. Now, I don't like 8 walks in the last 2 starts. So Lugo has had some command issues all of a sudden the last couple of starts. But he continues to be one of these guys that gives up 2-3 runs, in the majority of starts, gives his team a chance to win. But I'm off this game. Ryan's good. I don't want to fade him, but minus 135, no, I don't like that price. C-Mac, what do you think here? Royals, Twins.
I know when you look at this lineup too, even though Twins, last few games have scored some runs, with this lineup they're putting out right now, it just seems like Ryan's going to pitch well. This number though is going from 8 to 8.5 the total. I mean, I think that means they're going to get to Lugo here, that his struggles have been a little bit for real. But he goes out there and grinds. This was tough because when I look at that with these two, I think that, he'd lean under. This was just a tough one for me. It's kind of back and forth, even though I spot the Twins. But at this price, if you're just talking about, just not right now. I don't want to be laying, 125, 130 with the Twins team that I don't trust, even though I think Ryan pitched a pretty good game here.
Pretty much the way I feel about it. And the total's a complete wash for me. You got a Kansas City team that's 9-1 to the under. They've been under machines of late.
Did they just go over that last game, which they won against the Red Sox?
Oh, no, I'm looking at I'm looking at the series history. Series history is to the under, Royals and Twins. No, but actually they've both been trending over lately, especially Minnesota in their game. But series history is actually 9-1 to the under between these two teams.
This is weird. The 8 to 8.5, I thought. And let me check some of the money. It's all under money too. A little bit weird.
It is. Like I said, neutral on the total. I don't like it.
I'll be right back. Let me blow my nose.
There you go. All right. So C-Mac will get his nasal passages in order. And in the meantime, we'll continue along here. We got the Cubs and the Cardinals. It is Matthew Boyd, the lefty for the Cubs, and Michael McGreevy for the St. Louis Cardinals. Cubs minus 150, road favorites, 8.5 the total. This is the guy you want on the mound here if you're the Cubs, who have definitely been taking on water of late. They haven't been playing great. 500 baseball, 5-5 their last 10. They lose a series at home to Cincinnati. Looking to bounce back. Give credit to the Cardinals. They actually took 2 or 3 from the LA Dodgers in their last series on the road. So we'll see if they can build on that. The Cardinals, I've said this every time Michael McGreevy has started, and we've talked about him on the mound. The Cardinals really like him. I've yet to see it show up on the scoreboard. I've yet to see it
yet. Yeah.
I don't. They like him. They think he's going to be a good guy for us long. I don't see it yet. 11 runs allowed in his last 10.2 innings against the Padres both times, and he got ripped by the Cubs as well earlier. Remember, the Cubs faced him and got 5 runs on 7 hits against him back on June 24th. I think it's a Cubs spot for sure. The problem is you're laying $150 on the road. The team's not hitting as well right now. But Matthew Boyd's capable of shutting down this Cardinals team. What I would say is maybe Cardinals team total under. That could be a way of playing it.
It's been cashing a ton.
Yeah,
I have not been on it enough. I think we talked about it. Maybe, but it's a road start. Even though I think Boyd could shut them down, and he has good numbers. In a few starts against the Cardinals. Obviously, they see each other a bunch. But
by the way, very good. As in 2 runs in 15 innings against the Cardinals for Boyd.
Yeah. Another $118 off him.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I can't take anything here. I'll take it away. Cardinals. It's just McGreevy. I don't want to back him, even though I think they could be live, because I just don't like what we've seen from the Cubs at all lately. Some of the pitching has kept them in games, some of the starters, but the bats have gone cold until they get going. Yeah, I just can't do it. This one was tough. 2 teams just not playing great baseball. I don't want my money on.
All right, Rockies and Diamondbacks. We've got Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks and Austin Gomber, the lefty, for the Rockies. Arizona minus 250 home favorites, 9 the total in this game. I mean, Colorado desperately needs a good start and a long start from one of their starters because they're coming off a series where they gave up. You almost can't believe it. 45 runs in 3 games allowed against the Toronto Blue Jays earlier this week. Just mind-boggling stuff. That the pitching was that bad in those 3 games for the Rockies. Looking to bounce back here against Arizona. See what they get out of Gomber. Problem is Gomber, here we go. Last 5 starts, he hasn't cracked more than 5 innings pitched in any of them. He goes 4 or 5 innings. He's given up 13 runs in his last 3 starts over 15 innings. That's not great. So he's not in good form. 6.75 ERA for Gomber. Gallen now for Arizona, who's had pretty much a disappointing season. Was better last time against the A's, but struggled at 3 starts in a row before that, giving up 16 runs over 17 innings against the Angels, Astros, and Pirates. So, it was better in his last start. It does feel like it would be a popular over because of what we saw Colorado's pitching look like in the Toronto series, but it's hard to bet an under here in these 2 teams and these 2 pitchers and these 2 bullpens. Talked about how Arizona's bullpen all year has had issues. Colorado's bullpen has been deplorable, abominable how bad it's been. So, I mean, it could look like the Captain Obvious MLB bet of the night, but I'm taking the over here. C-Mac, what do you think? Rockies, Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you know why? It's just live because of the shitty bullpens. Even if these guys pitch okay. So This is Captain Obvious. Fuck yeah, it's obvious. Because these teams, the bullpens suck. So both these teams have good numbers too. Seen each other a lot. Zach Gallen, pretty good pitcher. And these Rockies have pretty good numbers often. Maybe you need to get out of there after just a horrible series. Where whatever it was 45-6 or whatever the runs were.
He is 6 at home, by the way, Gallen this year.
Oh yeah, I mean he's looked at spots a little bit better. Gomber, he's been better on the road a little bit, the ERA, but I mean they're at 300 off him lifetime, 296 actually. So I just don't know how this doesn't go over. And one thing with the D-backs. The Rockies, I think the Rockies could get some runs. This team, it sucks. And I just can't fucking get them right, it seems like. But like I talked about, Tovar, Goodman, Beck, I think are all
total over. That's the only thing you can bet on with Colorado right now is their team total over because you can't do much with their pitching at the moment.
Yeah, I just hate going from like tonight, where they're plus 200 basically. Yeah. To a team total, and they suck on the road traditionally. But I think this is just these pitchers suck. And then, like, even if it's a 3-2 game, or let's say something like that, the bullpen's horrible. It's just over for me. It is a little weird. It's not 9.5 or 10, but over.
All right, Tampa Bay, Seattle. We've got Drew Rasmussen and Luis Castillo, the pitching matchup. Mariners -120, home favorites, 7 the total in this game. Rasmussen for the Rays, one of my favorites. I have not backed him of late. Maybe I should have, because he's won 3 straight starts. Or the Rays have won 3 straight starts with him on the mound, and he's pitched well. 2 runs or less for Rasmussen in each of his last 5 starts. 2.95 ERA during that span as well. Luis Castillo on the mound for the Mariners. Was good against the A's, but he got hammered by the Brewers. He wasn't very good in his last start against Texas. He was in trouble all the time, and he labored, and he only got through 4.1 innings, giving up 2 runs on 4 hits. We'll see if he can pitch better here. But as far as pitchers form, and the Rays have struggled. There's no doubt. It's been a rough month or so for them. To fall where they are, 2 games below 500. But they did right the ship a little bit in their last series. They took 2 or 3 from the Angels. I like Rasmussen's form slightly more than I like Castillo's form right now. Seattle's the better team, way more to play for, and they are rolling 7-3 in their last 10 games. Swept the White Sox at home this weekend, but I'm tempted by Tampa here. I am. C-Mac, what do you think here? Rays, Mariners.
Yeah, tempted. I think the Rays. I'll take them here.
Yeah.
First 5. I can't really take the bullpen, which has been a tad bit better, but this team, the last month or a little bit longer, the bullpen, they've really been on the slide. Hasn't been good. It's a low. I think it's low scoring. We have the 7 flat out. Castillo's been good. 3 of his last 4 starts have been at home, and he's just kind of been grinding. He's given up 2 runs, 1 run. So yeah, I just think with his starts haven't been good. I worry about one thing. This has been the Mariners, so they're 10 games over here, 500. I don't trust him. I just flat out. Let's get to it. Naylor's not. He got hurt too, right? I talked about Suarez. He just was so red hot. He's probably going to disappoint going back to Seattle a little bit. So, Arozarena's been better and hot of late. I think he just homered yesterday again. And Rodriguez has perked up. Cal Raleigh, dumped out. July and this first week, the numbers have been coming back down to earth a little bit, even though he's still going to hit 50 homers probably. So I like the Rays a little bit early. Them on the road, but there's some solid numbers. Lau and Lowe in this lineup. I like how the lineup looks a little bit here tonight, especially the first 6 for the Rays, which has been a lot of mixing and matching, a little different, And Simpson's leading off. They got Diaz hitting third too, which I like better.
That's a good lineup to see. Yeah. Don't ask me why there's 2 guys with the same last name, Lowe, on Tampa, but Brandon is Lau and Josh is Lowe. Don't ask me why.
Yeah. I know.
Don't ask me why. I have no idea. Can't help you on that one.
Lowe and Lau.
Yeah. Yeah, you got Brandon Lau, Josh Lowe, and the last name is spelled exactly the same for both of them, Lowe. Yet one is Lau, one is Lowe. You can figure it out. I can't. All right, next up, we've got Boston and San Diego. This is another one of those. This is 5 series that I think are really good this weekend. Series you want to put a circle around and watch it if you can. And this is another one, Red Sox and Padres. We've got Nick Pivetta and Walker Buehler on the mound for the Red Sox. San Diego -170, home favorites, 8 the total. Boston going all the way out to the West Coast after wrapping up the series against Kansas City, taking 2 of 3. Obviously, Boston's been in absolutely outstanding form, 8-2. Finally cooled off, and the win streak snapped by the Royals in the final game of that series. See if they can bounce back as they start this road trip. But Buehler's not someone I'm excited about backing here in this spot. Continues to struggle. He doesn't give them much length. He goes 4 or 5 innings, at most in the majority of his starts. The road numbers are absolutely horrific this year for Walker Buehler. Road ERA of 7.6 going into this start tonight for the Red Sox. And then another thing you got to factor in, too, under the radar. Who would know a lot about what to expect from Walker Buehler? Maybe a team that faced him a lot when he was a member of the Dodgers and in the division for so many years. Yes, There is no doubt there's a lot of familiarity here for the Padres, all those years that Buehler was a Dodger. So that certainly could be a benefit here to San Diego here tonight in this game. And meanwhile, Nick Pivetta, I keep on waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it's not. I mean, he just keeps on going out there and pitching well and getting the job done, and especially here at Petco Park. His numbers are off the charts here in San Diego. Like, this guy barely gives up more than a run anymore in San Diego.
I think that's what's kept this total a little bit. I mean, I know it's Petco.
Yeah.
Pitcher's Park. It's all the money's on the under, and that's why I don't think it's gone to 7.5. But yeah, I think that's the only reason.
Yep.
Because how do the Padres not score runs?
-1 run line split with the team total. That's what I'm on here in this game. I think it's a tough spot for the Red Sox. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is one. It seems like, how do they not first 5 get to Buehler? It just seems like he gives up 3 every start in his sleep, home
all these guys
or
know
road.
Inside out, Tatis, Machado, Cronenworth.
Yeah.
Go on down the list.
Good numbers too. Nothing like crazy, but all these guys have seen him a ton. So that's a little shocking. The over 2.5 even money too. Padres, though, this would be the spot. Like, I want to take them. I haven't bet that yet at even money. They just haven't got it done. I think this lineup, they're gonna get going. I mean, to squeeze out that win, what was it, yesterday or the day before? They're down 2-1. They tied it. O'Hearn hit the homer, then they win it. But disappointment with this offense. So that's what I'd be too. Or the -1.5 type thing. I mean, it's the home team. I just don't do a ton of those anymore. And this line, it's open. It's come down a little bit. It's down to 165, 160. Red Sox still a pretty good baseball team. I know they finally dropped that last one. But before that, they had ripped off, 7 straight?
They did, so, yeah. You know what I like, though? I always say this.
So good at home.
When you're on a win streak and you finally lose, I usually like to fade you after you lose that first game, because then sometimes it's a little momentum is gone and you cool off, and sometimes you lose a couple when a long win streak gets snapped. So, and plus it's a pitching advantage. Pavetta's been really good, and obviously
going out west, pitching advantage,
not good. So I think there's reasons to, again, the price isn't the best, but I think it's Padres spot, I think, to get the job done here in this one. So that's a good series. So is this one. Toronto Blue Jays, Los Angeles Dodgers. Obviously, Blue Jays, I think right now, best record in the AL at the moment, if not the whole Major League Baseball. Dodgers trying to get their footing back on track. They lost 2 of 3 against St. Louis earlier this week. And we've got 2 pitchers, both bound for the Hall of Fame. You can write it down. They're both going to the Hall when they retire. And a combined 78 years old, if you combine the 2 ages. So you got 2 elder statesmen going head-to-head. 2 future Hall of Famers. So cool matchup. I mean, obviously, both of them are kind of in the latter year, the past their prime, I'll say, but still, it's a cool matchup when you see Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw here. It is Dodgers -135, home favorites, 9 the total, shaded to the under here in this game. Great game to watch. It's a tough one from a betting standpoint. I mean, I'm not ready to lay I'll tell you this, the one thing I will not do is lay -135 with the Dodgers against this Blue Jays team right now. That I will not do. But I'm not chomping at the bit to take the Jays here either. The Jays are coming off, 35 runs it was against 45 runs against the Rockies. And, sometimes when you're just, you fall back down to earth a little bit when you mash Colorado pitching, and then you go to the next series and you kind of come back down to earth a little bit. So I worry a little bit about that here for the Blue Jays going into this series, but they're obviously rolling and playing great ball, and the Dodgers aren't. The Dodgers are 10-17, if you can believe it, in their last 27 games. Hard to believe, and hard to believe with that 10-17 in their last 27 games that they've still got the overall record that they do. It tells you just how much of a blistering start the Dodgers got out to this year. What are you going to get from these guys? Kershaw, we know the Jays have the ability to put some guys in the lineup that can hit lefties well, like an Ernie Clement. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes for Kershaw here tonight. The one thing with Scherzer, he's still got a lot of swing and miss. He's still got ability to strike you out and miss bats, but he's also still got the propensity to give up homers. So can Ohtani and some of these power bats for the Dodgers maybe hit Scherzer a little bit as far as the home run ball can still be a problem for him every now and then. If you ask me in this game, I would lean Jays. I would lean over, but I don't have strong opinions here on either of those. C-Mac, what do you think? Jays, Dodgers?
Yeah, I mean, Jay's been good against lefties. Kershaw, both these guys have been pretty good. Scherzer's 2-1 with a 4 ERA, but he hasn't got like tattooed in a game. I gave up, I think, 4 and 3, but he's just kind of gone out there giving you about 5 innings and giving up a couple runs. Talked about, I've backed him, but I've wanted to fade him a time or two. He pitched well. I think it was against the Royals just about a week ago, and he pitched good enough. So, yeah, they just scored all those runs. Such a big series. I mean, they did have the day off yesterday, so I can only
That's
take
probably a
Jays.
positive for the Jays, because if they had
at least, it was
LA, it could have been a really tough
that would have been maybe a little bit different. After 20 runs, I want to fade you after 20 runs, no matter the team, Little League, whatever the fuck, pony ball. If you score 20 runs, I'll fade you. We could set a line, and I will do that. But the day off, Kershaw's just been better. But I can only take, especially like first 5. But the thing is, even saying first 5, the Dodgers bullpen still is just been a little bit better, but they blew it against the Cardinals. Not that the hitting was, in those couple losses was great. Yeah. I mean, it's I could see the Dodgers winning this game, of course, 9-3, but like value-wise, how do you not take the Jays? Just the way they're going.
No doubt. We don't have a Jays lineup yet, but we do have a Dodgers lineup, so keep that in mind. I just saw the Dodgers lineup pop up, but the Jays lineup still to be determined here in this one.
And this is Kobe Bryant bobblehead day, so it'll be.
Oh wow, there you go.
There.
That's going to be that's going to be the cure that turns it around for the Dodgers. It's Kobe bobblehead.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's a buzz in the place, but it's It's like, can the guys produce?
What would they do without Freddie Freeman right now, too? Or like he's been just carrying the mail lately offensively. Mookie Betts has just had a real tough season. I don't think anyone expected things to be this tough for him overall so far this season.
It's really been 2 months. Like he started the year like, all right, the last 2 months. Holy shit. So I think he'll get going, but he's too good. But we'll see.
The good news, too, is Teoscar's starting to heat up again. He had a little slump there, too, but starting to get a former Blue Jay. So there you go, against his old team.
How about Conforto? You talked about the home run. He's got 4 bombs off Scherzer. Different guy. That's probably why he's in the lineup. Yeah. He's been horrible, but I can see him.
Didn't stick around with the Mets. I mean, he
didn't stick around anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Giants, he sucks defensively. He was just a guy that can pop a bomb that hits 230. You know how it is.
No doubt. And in a feel-good moment, too, Buck Martinez will be back in the Toronto Blue Jays television booth with Dan Shulman tonight. Buck Martinez has been back from cancer for the last 2 months and said, that's enough. I'm going back to work. I'm going in the booth. You can't keep me away, especially with the Blue Jays playing so well. So shout out.
I love it. Yes. Great on the call. I love Buck.
Yeah, Buck's beloved among Blue Jays fans and here in Canada for sure. He's been with the organization in some fashion for 48 years as a catcher for the Jays, and then he's been a broadcaster. And he was actually briefly a manager of the Jays too, but mostly a broadcaster, from the late 80s until now after he retired. All right, final game, Washington Nationals and San Francisco Giants. We've got San Francisco minus 160, home favorites, 8.5 the total in this game. Here's another one we're talked about for Boston. You're going out west, a little bit of a tricky spot. Washington, same thing. They were at home against the A's, played a getaway day game yesterday against the A's, lost 6-0. Now you're going out west, and Jake Irvin is not someone I trust. 5.61 ERA. Meanwhile, Matt Gage looks like he's going to work as the opener and then give way to Kai Wei Tang as the primary pitcher here tonight for the San Francisco Giants. Kai Wei Tang, that's a good name. But 13 ERA is what I'm seeing, and that's not something that I'm overly excited about. This is a no bet for me. I didn't even get close to making a bet here. I mean, I don't want Washington, but come on, San Francisco with a Tang and his numbers at minus 160. Can't say I'm excited about that. C-Mac, what do you think? Nats, Giants.
Yes. I can't believe he could go out and give it. I don't know how he's in the big leagues. No offense to my guy here, Kai Wang Tang.
Yeah.
But Irvin just hasn't been.
The under's taking money in this game, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, out there. Night game.
Yep.
Summer in San Francisco. It's like freezing balls in August 8th out in San Francisco at night with the wind there, too, off the bay. Yeah, it seems like I can't trust the Giants, though. Like, the bats woke up a little bit on the road trip. Jake Irvin's been rough. That last start, he got hit around, too, right?
He was.
Pretty bad.
Yep.
Gave up 5. Yeah, Milwaukee. Man, he's hit or miss. Like, I had a pretty good read on him the last couple of years. I take the Nats first 5. I mean, his team is not very good. Seems like they've kind of given up a little bit. But, yeah, I would take them first 5 here. Adames, he had pretty good numbers, but I don't know how much the opener from what this is. Yeah, Wang Tang will be in, so that was off who they had scheduled, So, but on the flip side too. Off Irvin, those guys can hit, and the Nats. Where's James Wood? Where's James Wood been at?
Yeah,
like
Wood is good, not lately. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, where has he been? So, Nats first 5. I'd take. I've been looking at it. It's just like, do I have the nuts?
Yeah, he's only got 1 hit in his last 6 games, so not great here for the Washington Nationals of late. You're right. He's definitely awful since the Derby.
Irvin.
Yeah, 100%. You can really trace it back to the home run Derby. Really has struggled ever since then, no question.
The classic Derby. Curse.
So the same with Dumper. Dumper hasn't been the same since the Derby too.
Yes.
So there's a home run Derby. Fade the hitters off the home run Derby is what we're starting to. Maybe that's a new angle we're going to have to keep remembering every year now, no doubt. All right, any home run props? Jack of the day, C-Mac. What are you liking there?
Yeah, I took Stowers here plus 410. I took his RBI. I put it out on Twitter. Yeah. I like it.
I like it.
Kind of a perfect pitcher too. I mean, just matchup wise, because I think he's a guy after the unbelievable month. I kind of want to fade. We'll see with the Marlins just a little bit, just because how red hot he was. But I think today the matchup is really, really good. Late night we talked about like Tatis Machado on the other side, Bregman, Carroll, Marte, and I like some of these Rockies just because how bad Gallen's been and some of the numbers that they have, because you're getting a big price. Beck, Goodman, those type guys. That's it.
There you go. All right, good stuff. Yeah, as far as for me, I'm with you 100% on the on Stowers. I'm liking Nicky Kurtz for the A's tonight. I think Goodman hit a home run in the Toronto series for the Rockies. That could be worth a look. You talked about the Boston San Diego series, the Padres against Buehler. Could be a solid target. Tatis Jr., man. I know the price isn't great, but holy shit, 5 homers against Walker Buehler in the past. So, I mean, the price isn't great, but my goodness, with that kind of success that he's had as well. Seiya Suzuki's homered against McGreevy, and you can get plus 420 on him. Yeah. So that's a pretty good one as well, in my opinion, in that game. Corbin Carroll's got 2 bombs against Gomber, 3 for Ketel Marte. So there you go. Jordan Beck's homered against Zach Gallen. So we kind of like runs in that one. Blue Jays, Dodgers. Muncy could be worth a look. He's hit a homer against Scherzer. Bichette's hit 2 against Kershaw, and Bichette is smoking right now at the plate for the Blue Jays. So, and 2.
I might take a piece of him.
Yeah.
There. I got to look at the price.
I'm seeing in the
especially if he's in the 4 hole.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's good. I was gonna say if it's round 4 or 5, then I know they scored a ton of runs, but we're still waiting on their lineup. If he's in the 4 hole, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Where's Kershaw?
And obviously multiple homers against Clayton Kershaw in the past as well. All right, shout out to everyone in the chat. Before we get to best bets, we'll do the roll call. Grant Clarkson. Yes, let's go Elks indeed in the CFL. Yeah, it was a good CFL betting night last night. Joey Moses, Stephen Hairston, Tim Earl, Grant Clarkson, Mark A. Appreciate everyone. Adam Westbury, Daniel Abuna, Thomas Maggio, Zoe. Appreciate you in the chat. Old E. Nick Alvento,
Yo, yo.
everyone joining us, Mark A., Leonard, Leonard Morales, Oven Fresh, Daryl Benton. Appreciate all of you. Stephen Hairston, we've mentioned. Mark A., like I said, everyone here. Art P., Timothy Hake, GNL Photo, Jorge Herrera. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Corey, Manny04, Jeffrey Blue, Don't Wake Daddy. There's a nice name in the chat. There you go. Appreciate all you guys joining us here.
Yes.
For this weekend, this end of the week edition, I should say, of Hitting the Books, our last show for the week. All right, our last best bet for the week coming up now as well. C-Mac, best bet. What do you got?
Yeah, we talked about that over, but let's get to plus money. I got plus 120. I'm sure you can get close to that. It's the Marlins team total over 2.5 off Elder. I'm on it. Runs early. Marlins.
There you go. Miami Marlins. Early runs there for C-Mac with his best bet here for this Friday. My best bet for this Friday slate, it is obvious, maybe way too obvious, maybe to the concerning level it's obvious, but sometimes, a lot of times I find obvious does cash, and we're going to hope it does here. Colorado, Arizona, over 9. Minus 120. I think there's runs there with the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. So Colorado, Arizona, over the total for my best bet for this Friday MLB slate. That's a wrap. Just another reminder. We got all our season preview college football Hitting the Book shows are up and available on the YouTube channel. Make sure you check them all out. All 4 Power 4 conferences and the Group of 5 preview show. It's all up and available. And then our schedule changes. Next week, we will do one more week of Monday, Tuesday, Friday MLB shows, but then 2 weeks from now, it'll just be Tuesday and Friday for MLB, because in 2 weeks, we will have our first weekly college football Hitting the Book show, Monday, August 18th, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and we'll get you ready for week 0. That'll be our week 0 preview show of those Saturday games taking place over the weekend. So nice way to get our get back into the routine of doing the Monday college football Hitting the Book shows, and a nice short card to start it off. You know, it's only like 5 games or so it'll be nice.
Yeah, shit. It's always good the first week. Yeah, we can go a little deeper into the games too.
Exactly. You know, we can give a little more time to each game because it's a short slate, yes. No doubt. All right, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining us. As always, hit the like button on the way out. For Connor Mack, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Friday night and a great weekend. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will be back Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, for another edition of the MLB Hitting the Book show. Until then, class dismissed.
Peace.